everybody. Welcome to Barsha, Barsha, Barsha. Thank you. Episode 31 with Broadway's John Edwards from the show MJ the Musical. Can we give him applause, please?
Hi.
Okay, John, I told you a little preface before, but I do a song for everybody that's tailored to them when I come on. Here we go. Where do you go when you want to have fun? Where can you go on Mondays when your day is done? Well, Fireside Chat, it's where it's at. Our guests are all the best. Watch this. He's an amazing singer, actor, and arranger, and his joy says unsaid words. He's John Edwards. Join me in welcoming John Edwards.
Yes.
Listen, I just want to say, I spent all day trying to think of words for John Edwards to rhyme. And I could do the John, I could do the Ed, I could do the words, but I did pretty good with unsaid words. His joy says unsaid.
That is a lyric right there. Oh, come on. Thank you so much for having me. That was so beautiful.
Well, okay, everybody, let's give John his proper welcome. Thank you. So, John, okay, let me just tell you, when I ask people to send me their bio or I do research, they are very humble, usually John is. I'm going to read what his bio is, but I'm going to tell you that I saw him on stage in MJ the Musical on Wednesday matinee, and I will relay to you as best as I can what I saw. Actor, singer, dancer, songwriter, currently starring in MJ the Musical as Jackie Jackson, the tour singer, and the James Brown soloist. We'll talk about that. Previously in the NYC revival of Smokey Joe's Cafe, which he was a Cheetah Award winner and a Lucille Lortel nominee, Broadway and first national tour of Jersey Boys, where we met on Broadway as Hal Miller, Barry Belson, and others, and the national international tour of Hairspray, Seaweed, J. Stubbs, and In the Heights at Kennedy Center, Domingo. Can we please, come on, that's like major. Now, John, I want you to tell us, we met on Jersey Boys, first of all. We're going to go backwards in a minute, but I want to stay current for a minute and talk about MJ the Musical, because I have followed your Instagram from the beginning, and there is such joy in everything you post. What has it been for you when you found out, first of all, that you were going to be part of the cast on Broadway?
Wow. Well, okay. So that was pretty cool because I found out on Michael Jackson's birthday, like back in 2018, I want to say 2018, that we were going to be doing the workshops of it. And I found out actually I auditioned like a week before or a week and a half before. And back when it was called like the Michael Jackson Project. And I was like, this is cool. Oh my gosh, I think it's about to be amazing. And it went well. And I called my cousin, because my cousin who's also in the industry as well, her name's Naomi Wiley. I called her, I was like, girl, you need to go and audition for this. And she's like, I think I did. And I think it went well. And I was like, oh, okay. And then she didn't tell me. And so I ended up booking it. And I was like, I shouldn't say anything. I should wait. But then I found out she booked it too. So we ended up getting to do the workshops together and everything, which we prayed for, which was such a blessing. It was such a one of those dream come true moments, because we used to play the Jacksons when we were little. Like we used
Yeah.
to act like we were the Jacksons. And then we were in there creating, like doing the workshop of the
Yeah.
Jacksons.
And you know what? First of all, I did not know you had a relative in a workshop with you. That must be the most joyous experience of all.
Amazing.
And
Same
now,
birthday and everything.
yes. And so now, and then, it was called the Michael Jackson Project or something like you said,
Yeah.
right? And so the workshops were all in New York, right?
Yep. All here in New York.
Okay. Because I know there were some other workshops in like maybe Canada or something. I don't remember
Oh
what
yeah,
it
no,
was.
the one we were working on, it was all we did. I believe it was 4 workshops in total, but they were all here, based in New York. That's just for all of those.
Okay. Now, I love the convention of this musical where can I say the beginning? Okay.
Yeah.
Where the audience walks in and there's a scrim, but it's a see-through scrim. And everybody's warming up physically and vocally, the band's on stage as if you're getting ready for a rehearsal. So
Yes.
we are part of it right from the beginning. And so when the scrim does come up we're hearing the calls, what I love is we're hearing 5, 10, like a stage manager would do. And then when we hear the 1 minute call, we know that we're part of two realities where it's so meta. Are you ever on stage? Do they tell people, okay, here are the people that are going to be on stage, or how's that work in the beginning?
In the beginning, well, our half hour is like 10 minutes earlier than normal, but we all have our set times where we're supposed to come in, and we are using that time. A lot of us, we warm up before, of course, get everything you can, but we use that time to warm up a lot of stuff that we need to do, especially the dancers and the vocalists. We're all over there vocalizing, warming up, checking in with everyone. We do a group prayer and cover the stage, but yeah, like that happens. It's kind of free, but it is
It is
set to,
staged, which I
and it
thought
is
was
actually what that's from actual real Michael Jackson experience. Like in the time we worked with Rich and Tone Talawega, who spent years like and actually choreographed with for Michael, but they told us how it would be in rehearsals. You would be in there stretching rehearsals, and then somebody would come in and be like 30 minutes to Michael, and then you see everybody getting really ready, and then there'd be like 10 minutes, and then all of a sudden the calls would stop coming, and then you would just all of a sudden Michael would appear, and it was like, whoa.
yeah, I know. And I have to say, yes, the kid who won the Tony, Miles Frost, everybody. You don't
Mm.
even want to, you're never going to get a chance to say something like this again. I just want to say that. But I also, besides Miles Frost, I had my eye on you the whole time because you are so joyous. Even when
Mm.
you're playing a role of a background singer and you're in that, you're just so there and so present in everything you do. And you really change your presence, your voice, your everything for each character in such a beautiful way. The one thing I want to ask you is I saw on your Instagram that you actually met the person you're playing. Can you
Woo!
tell can you tell us about that? Because that is major. Go ahead.
Oh my goodness. So yes, we had we didn't know that they were actually here the day that they came until we looked out and saw. We were like, "Oh my gosh, the Jacksons are here!" And we were like, "Oh my gosh, okay, okay, okay." And word was like actually they weren't even supposed to like fully stay for the full show. They've only had time to do this, but they enjoyed the show so much that they actually stayed for the second act, and they actually stayed and wanted to speak with us, and they took time and just sat with us and just like gave us like just their blessing and little stories from them when they were little growing up in their experience, and just like what was their favorite album to record and what was that. It was mind blowing. And then like just sitting there and they were just like, yes, thank you guys, you did it right. And it's like Michael was here, Michael was here, Mike was here. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yes.
a moment I will never ever forget.
And you said there was a story I saw on Instagram. Your stories are so great, by the way, and your posts because you actually take the time to write what the picture is or the thing you're posting
Mm.
a lot of the time. And what you said was, didn't you say to Jackie, I played you, I play you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, I was so like, I was so overwhelmed. I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so nice to meet you. I play you, and like, yeah, I love you, but I'm sure you know that because you just know that. But yeah, it was just so cool. And he gave me a hug, and it was so nice. And they came like multiple times. Like they came to like one of our parties, and they were sitting there like talking to us, like calling us out by name, and like I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah,
But yeah, they
it's
were so lovely. They were so lovely and so gracious.
yeah, it's amazing. And then when you do James Brown,
Yes.
how do you do? I one thing I've always loved about you, and by the way, we're going to talk about the times we work together, so we can tell people what we've done. I always marvel that you have a really low, I'd say Barry bass sound, right?
That's what I
And
do.
then you also have this falsetto, this crazy falsetto.
That's
Where is your favorite place to sing, or do you just love doing it all?
I don't know. I feel like, well, my best friend would say that I love to sing in the rafters all the time because she's like, you are always choosing to go up in your falsetto, and I'm just like, but I feel that I do. I feel I love it all. I was when I grew up, I always had a high voice. My mom would always make me sing like Whitney songs and stuff to like practice my voice and so. But she didn't teach me about puberty, didn't tell me about puberty. And so when that happened, it just hit me, and I was just like, "Whoa, what is this?" And so then I had to learn how to like figure out how to use that, and I was too busy like being trying to shy away from it and trying to get back what I had because that was like But then as I got older, I learned to embrace both,
The
and
whole thing.
yeah, and I don't know.
And like we're going to show people, you play piano. You know what? You mentioned your childhood. I'm going to go back there for a sec. Let's just go back. So here
Mhm.
you are. How big is your family? Was anybody else musical?
Yeah, so I came from a very musical family. I am the oldest of five siblings. My father played the piano and organ for church. He also worked for he was in the Chicago Police Department. He worked in there. For the what is that? I don't know how to say it. It's about computers and building stuff. He helped to build like software and stuff
Wow.
like that. And my mother sang, and then also like all a lot of my family members they all sang. We all were the choir. Everybody were musicians, so like everybody played piano, everybody played drums, like, and that was just our. I didn't know that that was a special thing until like I went to like school and stuff, and it was just like, oh, everybody don't do this because like that's what that's just what we do. Like, so,
But you
yeah.
said that you didn't know necessarily that you had a career.
Yeah, that part about, oh, in theater, yes. So music was always like a thing of mine that I always wanted to do, but I didn't know about theater or something to high school, like, cause I did like the school plays and stuff, but it was like in high school and when I did like, what was the first little thing I think we did was HMS Pinafore, and I was part of the I was one of what Dick Deadeye, the little pirate thing, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And we had to sing this little like Gilbert and Sullivan, and I was like, I could try to do this. This is cool. I'm just mimicking what I think I hear, but it was fun. And then I did like Les Mis. I auditioned for this college production of it for this um uh it was a children's version of it of Les Mis, and I
Wow.
auditioned for Javert. I mean not Javert, Jean Valjean, and I booked it. And I was like, wait, what is this? And then scene Bring 'Em Home. I was like, this is so beautiful. And I'm like, and this isn't a musical. This is like theater. Like, wow, I didn't know. And then I was like, I think I might like this. And that was where the theater bug bit.
Woo! And so you now wait. Where were you born?
Chicago, Illinois,
So you were
South
from
Side.
Chicago. Okay, I didn't know if you
Yep.
just went
And
to school. Yeah.
yeah, and then I moved in the middle of my junior year out from there to Atlanta, to the Atlanta area, like Swanee, Georgia, and
Everybody loves these
finished high
areas.
school down there, and then moved up to New York from there.
Beautiful. And okay. So now let's go back to where we met. So
Yes.
before I do that, because I really am going to show some incredible videos that you actually are one person that uses Instagram the way I like Instagram to be used.
Word.
It's very real. Everything is very real. It's you put in your faults, jokingly. You put in a lot of stuff. It's not just like all like great, and it is, but it's great that you put it all up there, honestly. But um, who gave you piano lessons? Did you take lessons?
So when I wanted to learn how to play, my mom told me. I told her I was like, first of all, we couldn't touch the piano at church unless you knew how to play. So that was rule number one. I was like, I see my dad doing, it, and I'm like, oh, I want to go do it. And so then I was like, well, I have to learn how to play. So I told my mom, like, Mom, I want to learn how to play. And she's like, well, you want to learn how to play here? She got me a little keyboard, and she's like, go and learn how to play. Your daddy taught himself, your uncle taught themselves, you got it too. You can do it yourself. And I was like, okay. And I don't know what told me that I can do that at that age, but whatever it is, I thank God that I followed it because I was just like, that's highly ambitious. I was like, and I think about it now, I'm sitting there trying to like teach myself like guitar, and I'm like, this is hard. But yeah, I just started teaching myself. It was the first song I learned was For All Lang Syne. I was like, oh, this is cool. This is like, and then I learned how to play one notes, And then I was like, oh, if you do go every third thing, then you get a harmony and it works. And I don't know, music just clicked. It just made sense. So then I was like, and what if you do this with this hand? And then I noticed that there was the letters on the bottom of the keys. And I was like, oh, and these repeat probably. So I was just in there just learning as we go until I learned how to play everything by ear. So as I got older, like this is like eight too, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yes,
13.
I hear her. Yeah.
So then I'm like in middle school maybe, and like I think yeah, middle school because that was when like TRL and stuff was on like on MTV and stuff. And I my goal to myself, yes, yeah, but my challenge to myself was because I had developed the ear to like I would be able to play things once I hear it, I can play. So then I was like, okay, so the goal is every time another video come on that you like, you got to play the song before the video is over, otherwise you fail.
You
And so
challenged yourself?
yeah, that was how I was learning. So like that just helped like, catch it and like I learned listen to the bass line first because that's the foundation. Now let's get in the middle and get and then that just that developed. And then after all of that, I joined this program. This is at the end of middle school called SCORE, Students Creating Opera to Reinforce the Education,
Wow.
ran by the lovely Dr. Risa Jones, who I still work with to this day. I was in their inaugural program, and I go back and I actually guest artist now and teach kids how to make music and write music and to challenge themselves to to just think differently outside the box. You don't have to just the skills of being a creative and enforcing that to help them come out of
You
themselves.
are giving back.
Uh, I have to. I have to. That's what this life is about.
Do you hear that,
But
everybody? That's what this life is about. This is why I love John Edwards.
but they saw a gift in me. They saw what I that I used to play, and I wrote all these songs for our little opera. And they were like, "How did you learn?" And I said, "I taught myself." And it was like, "Would you like to extend this even more?" And they gave me a 2-year scholarship of jazz piano lessons with this jazz pianist named Ray Kohler, who was from downtown Chicago. And he would come up every week on like Thursdays, I think, and we would spend an hour. And literally, it was like he would teach me things, but it wasn't even in a sense of this is what this is. He'd be like, "Oh, so you're already doing this. So let's just play this and this what this thing is, and let's expand it," and taught me how to read jazz chords and what the things is. And I was like, "Oh, so that just opened it up even more for me."
Okay, the reason this is so stunning for me and probably for everybody in the audience is that, after a while, just you only sometimes can go so far with ear training, but he obviously could see I love good teachers because what he does is see what you know. And then he, like you said, expands on it instead of taking you all the way back because you didn't need that first stuff. But now, do you understand keys? Can you play things in different keys?
Oh yes, yes, that's the thing. Like I one of the things I gotten really lazy at it now, but when I found out how to like do things, I would be like, oh, so and this is another thing. I always turned everything into a game. I had to learn how to play it with my eyes closed because I want to be like Stevie Wonder. If Stevie can do it, then I should be able to do it. Secondly, I need to know how to do it in every key. So in case we change it, then I can know. And also, it's teaching me new chord progressions in those keys. So when I'm thinking about things, I'm like, oh, we're in this thing. That sound like that could be like ding ding ding. That's this shape. So I can like change, and I'm learning more chords from just one song. You know.
Okay. Let me just ask you, hold on a second. So, when I teach people, when I MD, let's say, or something, I treat everyone in the room the same way, whether they can read music or not. Everyone assumes everyone can read music. Not everyone reads music.
Yeah.
But have you gotten to the point now where not only you use your ear, but you can read?
Yes, I'm good at sight reading vocally. Now playing, it may take me a minute unless they're like got the jazz chord, like the chord charts, and I can figure that out. But vocally, which is a blessing too, like it just things just like because I
Okay.
understood that they fell and I was like, oh, and then I was able to take like theory in high school. So I was like, okay, um okay, now this makes sense. So I'm just following the shapes and stuff and like I don't know,
Uh,
my yeah, the
Okay.
training
Look,
with that.
I want to stop talking about this for a minute and show people what you do, actually. So as I said, follow John Edwards. It's at the real John Edwards if you want to check out John's Instagram. And I always get notifications because I want to see everything you post. And basically, I saw this incredible thing you did with one of the Michael Jackson songs that's in the show. Is it Do You Remember, or is it just called Remember?
I'll remember the time.
Remember
Yes.
the Time. Thank you.
Yes.
I just danced to every song and sang to every song, but I never knew the titles. So I'm going to show everybody, actually, one of the most incredible vocal arrangements that John sang and did. Okay, so let's try this now. I'm so blown away by this. I'm going to try to get his
Um,
Instagram on there. All right, here we go. John Edwards arranged all the vocals and did this in the dressing room, right?
yeah, we were in the backstage in the dressing room after
In
the
the
show.
dressing room of MJ on Broadway. Here
Shout
we
out,
go.
shout out to him.
Young and innocent, how it all began. Just seemed like heaven, so I did it. And I bet you remember. 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 Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time when we first met? Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time? Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Whoa! So you see, this is what I'm talking about. That's somebody who taught themselves music.
Yeah, shout out to my brothers Lamont, Tavon, Apollo, and Zelig. Yeah, they're everything. My bros at the MJ the musical.
That is just so mind-blowing to me. And I just feel like after I watch that, it's like, wow. You just, how did you pick the song? That, because I know you did two of the songs. I want to play both of them. And tell me how you picked that one and how you thought, I hear did you hear it in your head?
Well, yeah, because we know the song, so like it was like let's get like the cool thing about that song was like it had that little jazzy little like those little sevenths and like that. So we was like, yeah, let's do something that we can do like a doo-wop thing with. So we were all talking. That song actually is not in the show now, but it used to be in the show when we were in the workshop. But it was right around Valentine's Day, and we was like, we actually Apollo, I believe, was the one who started the idea. We was like, we should do like as the brothers, we should like get together and do like some little like singing videos, a cappella videos together, since we all be doing like when we were rehearsing, we were like, we sound good together, and we was like, yeah, so let's like pick songs and like do different like versions of them. And then we would just sit and we were kind of like was like kind of like last minute thrown together, but we were like, let's just do one. We got to do one, but if we're gonna get it out for Valentine's Day, come on, like this would be a good time to do it. And we would sit backstage. We sat back in after the show in the dressing room, going through each part, bass here, be like, okay, so you jump here, take this part here, you take this verse here, make sure you hit this one here. I'll hold this here, and I'll make sure we'll change the color of the chord here, and then we just put it together that day, and then recorded a couple of times, but that was the take that we ended with.
Okay, that's great. And I'm going to play, there's one on here that kind of blew my mind because it's actually you doing all the parts.
Oh, wait, which one is this?
I know. I thought, I said, oh my God, he's not going to remember that he did this, but I really want to play it. I'm not going to tell you which one it is because I want to get your honest reaction. Okay. But one thing I do want to say, since you brought up Stevie, did he come to the show?
Girl, yes, he did. Oh my goodness. Another one of those mind blown moments. On his birthday. He came on his birthday.
Oh my
He
God.
came on his birthday, and we all got to sing "Happy Birthday to you, Happy Birthday to you" to Stevie Wonder, who loved the show and just like had nothing but like beautiful words to say. Yeah, I was just like, thank you, thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
Listen, I know this is really horrible to do, but I have to do it because it's so mind blowing. To me, I love that you actually I actually love the fact that you can post. Nobody got mad. You posted every single person that came to the show.
I sure did. And nobody said it. I was like, okay, guys.
I know it was like mind blowing, and some of these people. All right. So anyway, let me see if I can see this because for some reason I can't turn myself around again. It's killing me that I can't do it. So I'm going to actually have to turn the thing around. Okay.
Okay.
So here's the one I'm
Boom.
talking about. Here is the one. You see it right
Wait,
here?
what is this? Oh, the good times? Is that good times?
Oh my God! Listen to this, everybody.
Good times, good times, good times. Not getting hustle, not getting hustle. Keeping your head above water, making a way when you can. Good times, predatory ball. Good times, scratching and surviving. Good times, good times. Ain't we lucky we got 'em? Good times.
What is going on?
I need to work on a cutoff, but that was fun.
I mean, that's some crazy. That is just. Wait. So my question is, what see that's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so you first of all, what program with that acapella? What was that program?
That was the little acapella app.
Yeah, the
I think
little
it's kinda
acapella app that we all
yeah,
had, but nobody did it like
yes.
that.
Oh, that made me want to do that one day. I was like, that was back in when I was in Jersey Boy still.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Let's talk
Yes.
about I got so involved in what you're doing now. Let me just talk about how we met. So I love John Edward from day one. He played, tell them who you played in Jersey Boys, and
I
you were,
played Hal Miller and Barry Belson, and others. But yeah, Hal Miller, yeah.
and Barry Belson does the speech.
That's the speech, the announcer, the radio announcer for that introduces the Four Seasons. It was like he locked himself in like the studio and played the Four Seasons records over and over and over, and that was like kind of like the thing that like threw them to stardom.
Okay, so now John Edwards comes into the show, and I'm like, who the hell is this? And I get asked to do Seth Meyers.
Oh yes,
You forgot about Seth
yes.
Meyers.
Oh no, I ain't forget. I remember that though. I love
So
it.
I got asked to do Late Night with Seth Meyers, and they said we need to for a band called AWOL Nation with this great
Hmm.
song I Am. And they said we need to do kind of a gospel choir thing with like 4 people, and you'll be like the conductor, and you need to arrange it. And guess what, John? I found the
Oh
picture.
my gosh, yes, come on.
Look at John Edwards. And
Yes.
I'm behind here conducting.
Living, giving,
Danielle
conducting for
Greaves,
life.
Daniil,
Oh,
there's Shayna Stillcook.
yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, shout
And
out to them. I love y'all.
they were great. And so from then on, I decided, forget it. John Edwards is going to do everything I hire people for. And I think the next thing we did was it Radiant Baby?
I think that might have been it. Was that the next? Yeah, I think that was that at the when we did the
The workshop.
concert.
Oh,
The
the
at
concert.
the
Oh
the
my God.
concert at the public
We did at the
at
concert
Joe's
at
Pub.
Joe's
Yep.
Pub, and oh my God, the part that Billy Porter played, you played his part, and let me tell you something. John got the whole audience going completely insane. I want to acknowledge you for that and give you applause of my own. All right, before we play, I'm so excited to play some more of this Instagram stuff because it blows me away so much. But before we do, I also want to say that we did one more thing together that I really want to thank you for publicly.
Yes. Oh,
Do you remember what that was with Joe
I
Boeri?
do. Yes, I do. At the we recorded what was the name of the song?
Quiet Christmas.
White Christmas, right over with Charlie Colello, and yes, that
And
was
yeah.
oh,
Charlie Colello was this guy that, Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum. He did that. He was famous for that, but he also was a Jersey boy.
Yes.
So we were portraying him on stage, and John did this incredible vocal stuff with me for that thing. And
It was
this
it is a beautiful song, a beautiful, beautiful song. I was like,
thank
thank
you.
you so much for letting me be a part of that.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you.
you. So anyway, John, I want to do the piano playing part of it that I was talking to you about that you did. And by the way, everybody, as I'm scrolling through pictures, and I will show you, there's John with Stevie Wonder, there's John with Wyclef Jean, I mean, you don't know who came to this show. It's insane. Let's just show them, Stevie. Can everybody see?
Come on, Stevie. Yes.
All
I was
right.
like, thank you, Stevie.
Now
We love you.
this is the one I'm talking about. Oh, wait a minute. And he's, can we please? I mean,
Oh
God.
my God.
I know, I'm embarrassing you. I'm embarrassing. But, my feeling is a lot of people are talented and a lot of people have gratitude. Something you posted today, you always post gratitude stuff. And you always say things are a blessing. And I always believe you because it is a blessing. Our gifts are blessings. Okay. And you know that. And you are always aware of that. Where do you think, did you always have a sense of faith or what is your spiritual practice? Because I just love how joyous you are. Can you tell us?
Yes, definitely. I love that. Like growing up, I grew up Christian. I grew up in the Pentecostal church. I grew up, it was literally my grandmother, Naomi McInnes. I would say her name forever, forever, because she was one of the one of the most important people in my life to show me what God's love could mean. If that is just an inkling of what God's love is, wow. Oh my gosh, like she was the living embodiment of unconditional love. And she always spoke life into everything. She knew how to make things grow and to nurture. And she had like this beautiful garden, and that was just literally her. Every time I think of her, I think of love and gardening and pouring and nurturing. You speak life into everything. And so I've
See,
always had that. I've always had that as an example, my closest example, because I saw her. I literally thought she was an angel from heaven every night, and she would cry down, and we would be like when we get ready to go to bed and stuff, and she's like, "All right," and she's going on up to talk to God now, like that's how she, because she just shone, she shined so brightly, and like everyone who met her I understand, like it was that, and when she prayed, child, you felt the earth shake. So it's like, yeah, that's why I knew it was less religious and more spiritual. She of course
yeah.
like I don't we haven't talked about this yet, but I am a gay man as well. And so a lot of times that in spiritual religion butt heads and it turns a lot of people away. But she was one of the ones who never made me feel like an abomination, never made me feel like unworthy of being loved, never made me feel like I was a mistake, or was just not valid. Like she loved me the same. And I know how deep her faith was, and I was like, if she can look past her own capacity of understanding and still choose to love and nurture and give what it is, then people who don't even know me, like child, like that's like I know I'm good. God love me because if she loves me, I know I love me because she always that's just like well, two people. If nobody else love you on this earth, know that I love you and God loves you.
Okay, okay. Please, everyone, did you hear that? Because I want to say something. It's there are people that had terrible coming out experiences. So yours was not, is what you're saying.
Yeah, not with her, not
Not
with
with
her.
her,
Yes,
but she was such a big presence in your life.
yes,
I
yes,
think there's part of me that thinks that's where the joy came from, that you were
yes.
accepted.
Uh, when I believe that I was one of those kids. I think we all as children come into the world like that, where we like when the people who are there to guide us and to help us, nurture us and you help us along the way. When they tell us these things, we believe it wholeheartedly. So when they told me, it's like you can do all things through Christ. You can be what you want to be. You can like I believed it. And when they told me, when you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say it. Like I believed it. I believed that it was like, be careful the words that you release from your mouth because they
Wow.
do hold life and death. And I'm like, wow. So I learned as and getting old, like, and especially now, because child, especially with the internet, people just be saying whatever they want and think there's no consequences. But
Right. Yeah.
yeah, it's just I just had that. I was really blessed, and yeah, I was really blessed in that sense that I felt that I think my spirit got what it needed to get at a very early age
Yeah.
to sustain through what we're
Yes.
about to get through in this world as we all on this journey and trying to go through. And now it's just time of expanding and compounding that love and giving that love back.
Oh, thank you, John Edwards. Now, you inspire me all the time. Whenever we've got this thing when we meet on the street, we start screaming.
Oh, yes, because I feel like you are like I see you like oh my gosh, you are such a beautiful, radiant soul, and you always live with your heart so there, and I love that about you so much.
But everybody here doesn't know this, but everybody refers to me in theater as Barsha. And always when we see each other, you're like, Barsha.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I do one more from the listen, just that
yeah.
whole thing you just talked about spirituality. I just have to say, there's a beautiful song that I heard you do by Aarons and Flaherty. And this was in the Broadway sessions. I want some people to hear you alone as a soloist. I'm not going to play the whole thing because it's
Yeah.
long, but
Yeah.
I'll start from should I start from the middle and go to the
Yeah, go
end?
for it. Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
go
so
for it.
beautiful. You tell such a beautiful story. Can you set this up for us?
Yes, well, this song I did, it was actually a song that I had heard when I was in school here in New York, and it's a beautiful song. It's from the show called The Glorious Ones. It's called I Was Here, and the first time I heard it, I was just like, this is I was so afraid to sing that song because at the time, like I don't know, I just didn't think I had the presence to do it. But I knew that my spirit loved it so much because everything that it talked about, was like that would be a beautiful space to be able to stand and sing that and be truthful in what you're saying. That would be such a beautiful space if you can get there.
Okay, I'm going to try to turn my thing around, and I'll play a little of this. It's actually, I've gone without bread, I've slept in the mud, I've given my best while they screamed for my blood. I've begged and I've bullied for any small chance to perform. And nights I've awakened, my guts and not remembering how much I gave up. And for what? Some paints and some costume, a pitiful tent in the storm.
madness to act. Still, I have a theory about this disease we contract. That most men are equally crazy as actors, in fact.
Okay, come on. That voice is a gorgeous voice. Okay, I just need to acknowledge. So that
Thank
was
you.
done as far as this goes. I guess it was put up September 20th, 2022, but what
Yeah, we did it. It was for Broadway sessions. But Ben Cameron runs Broadway sessions. It was the MJ was the guest. Was the highlighted show that night, and a bunch of us from MJ, the cast of MJ, sang that night.
oh, that's so
Hmm
beautiful.
I was actually
I,
on eighth, I believe.
Yeah. So, okay, now I'm going to do, and this is the last thing I'm going to play, and then we're going to talk for the rest. We might have some questions and answers from people. I want to do the other one that you arranged. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, the with the guys.
With the
I love 'em.
guys,
My
one
brothers.
more with the guys, because I want to feature them too, so you know.
Yeah, so Tavon, who plays Middle Michael, Apollo, well, Tavon Old Samples, who
Right.
plays Middle Michael, Apollo Levine, who plays Tito, Lamont Walker, who plays Jermaine, and Zelig Williams, who plays Marlon. So this one, we did this is the one I picked because I love this. So this is like one of my favorite Michael songs because it's just the groove is it. Like
The
that groove,
groove is it.
the
The
groove
groove.
is it. The pocket is it. Those chords are amazing. Like the progression, I'm like, what? It's such a pop song, but it's not because it's like, what song is doing that? Like
And
in a
who's
pop,
and who is using an
yeah.
acronym for a pop?
It's so good, but yes, of course, it's the one, the only, the PYT. It's the one. It's so good,
All right,
and
here we go. Here we go.
that's
I'm so excited. John Edwards.
Fun lady, and ooh, won't you take me there right away, won't you, baby? Tenderoni, you got to please, but my nature sugar fly with me. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can make it right in the city right. Then tonight is that love and pain. Let me take you to the max. I want to love you. BYT. TLC to the love and God, and now I'll take it there. I want to love you. BYT. TLC to the love and God, and now I'll take it there. Please help me sing. Pretty young thing. You make me sing. Pretty young thing. Repeat after me. Sing now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, 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 now. Now, now, now. Sing now, now, now. Now, now, now. Now, 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 now. Oh, take it down. Take it down. Let me take it down. I want to love you. Be what you
Okay, can we please? Can we please?
that's the bop right there.
Okay,
Thank you.
John Edwards, you are the absolute best. I first of all, I didn't even I don't know who does that in a dressing room before a show and it wasn't even on a day off, okay? Okay, let's get down to what your vision. You have such an amazing. Today. You posted something about living the dream, and that you're going to dream big, and you lip sync to this great woman who is. Anyway,
Yes.
go check out at the real John Edwards to see some of John's posts and how joyous they are. But what do you feel that you haven't done yet? Are some things that you really do? You just what are you? What are your kind of goals and dreams now?
Well, the goals like right now is like short term goals, just like trying to like I would love to do more TV and film stuff, but like major wise, like I just like I feel like the biggest dream is stepping in something that's very impactful. Cause like being in like this show, knowing that like what we're doing every day is like bringing joy and inspiring people and actually continuing a legacy that MJ, Michael Jackson started, and we are being pieces to continue that legacy on in this world. Like I'm like that means so much. I'm like I want to do more impactful work like that, and I just want to
Yeah.
dream. For me, I think like yeah, I want to be able to be um recognized for being to be what's the word? I want to be trusted to tell these stories. That's the thing. It
Mm.
is not, but I want to be able to somebody be like, oh my gosh, this is what needs to be told, and I need you to be the one, the vessel to do it because what you've gone through, I need you to be the one, and I feel like you're the one that can bring the message across. And I like that's where I'm at in the space where I want my the next whatever it is next is, and whether that is in TV and film, whether it's in another show, whether it's in my music that I create or the shows that I'm trying to write. That's the spaces that I'm trying to those are the dreams that I'm like, and because like I said, the ultimate goal is to always give back. So to the end game for me is getting enough experience so that I can fully pass information on to the ones who coming after us. So
Yes.
so
That's it. That's legacy. I mean,
yeah,
that is legacy. Like people say, it's hard to say, what do you want to be remembered for? But really, you notice that if you're of service on the planet
uh,
and you're sincerely of service,
yes,
things happen. And, that's just the way it is. I feel that way, and I'm much older than you now.
uh, I love it.
I
I love
know.
it.
So what I want to tell people is you are basically on, let's do the schedule for MJ for those people that don't live in New York. What is the
Yes.
schedule?
Well, normally it's Tuesdays through Sunday. The shows are we have two shows on Wednesdays and Saturdays. The matinees are at 2, and the evening shows are either 7 or 8 o'clock. I believe Tuesday through Thursday they are 7. Wednesday is 8. Sorry, so Tuesday is 7 o'clock. Wednesday 2 and 7. I mean 2 and 8. Thursday 7 o'clock. Friday 8 o'clock. Saturday 2 and 8.
I can't believe I
Sunday.
just made you do that.
No, I love it. No, but that's good because people never know, so it's good. You can always catch it. But
Well, I mean,
Sundays
we
at 3.
have people here from everywhere that are watching, and they
Yes.
don't know what a normal Broadway show, but they could have looked it up, and I don't know why I just asked
No,
you.
no, that's not. I mean, like honestly, you might want to look it up because that's normal. But we've been doing like whatever we want with other shows. Like we had a show last Monday, and like it's just different
It,
things.
it
Like
changes all the
it changes,
time.
especially around the holidays.
Can I ask you just in these last few minutes, like, when the pandemic happened, look at your energy. Look how much energy you have. Look how were you creative or one of those people that stepped back and said, "Let me see what is going on here." What happened to you in the pandemic
Oh, a
when we were
lot
shut
happened.
down for 18 months?
Craziness. A lot happened. In the beginning, people won't believe this a lot, but I'm like really an introvert. So like, um, it was kind of nice for me in the beginning because I was like, oh, I got like time to like be. And so like the first few months, it was like scary because I was like, we all didn't know what was going on, and just the loss of people. I was just like, what's happening?
Oh no.
But then being able to like just be. I was like, this is kind of nice. Like, the earth is taking a moment to pause. I'm looking at it all in a harmonious space. Like, maybe this is what we need for humanity to like sit and chill and think and let's decide how we're going to move forward. And then I went through a depression.
Right.
I actually started seeking therapy during all of that as well, which was a blessing, huge blessing. I went through like a very, very dark, depressive like space. I started dealing with thoughts of like, can you even do this anymore? Who are you without what you do? And is there any worth in that? And then like the blessing was that we hadn't started rehearsals for this show, so we were in a space where it was like they were saying, oh well, when we come back it will be well, we're gonna go forth, and we was like, but are we? Like we don't know. So it was kind of
Because
but
other things
again
happen. Other
yes,
things.
exactly. And I was saying, like, it was crazy. I did go through a very dark depressive spot, but I was grateful for that because I started like rapping, and it was weird. I've always wrote poems, and I always wrote like little things. I would start songs as raps, so then I'll add melody over it to help me find rhymes. Like I would rap, and I said, but I never thought of myself as a rap. But then all the stuff like with George Floyd and
Right.
everything had reached a head, and I had this like anger, and almost I'm into a space of despair where I was like, we're never gonna change. And I'm never usually that person. I always try to like hold on to hope, and I
Yeah.
usually have faith. But I had a space where I got a little shaky, where I was like, there's I lost hope in humanity.
Yeah.
And then started rapping about it. And then I was like, this is cool to get this out. And then the words were coming because I was like, I felt creative again in the space. So then I was able to get that out, and then yeah, it was kind of like my diary. And then like again with therapy, that helped a lot because trying to
John,
just
I
be
want to
more
tell you
vulnerable.
something. I want to tell you thank you for being so honest and vulnerable and telling us all this because we all did try to come back differently after
Mm,
this. We did.
yes,
We
yes,
tried. We are
yes,
trying because we have to change it now.
yes.
Period. And yeah.
Amen.
So I have a person on stage because sometimes people come up and ask a question or say something to you. I hope that's okay.
Yes, of
Uh,
course.
Chris Rossetti has his own incredible show on this app. And go ahead, Chris. Do you have something you want to ask or say?
Oh, yes, thank you. My name is Chris Rossetti in San Francisco. First of all, another great show, Barsha, and such encouraging words, Jonathan. I noticed on the playbill that you dabbled with Don Cornelius. I wonder if you could welcome Barsha to Soul Train.
Yes, I can understanding them. Yes. Well, right here we have Deborah Marsha. So give it on up for DB. Let's take a ride on the Soul Train.
I love
Ah! Come on.
it. Oh my God, that was
Thank you so
good.
much. Thank you.
Chris, thank you, Chris. I love it. If anybody else wants to, in the next couple of minutes, come up and ask John a question. Thank you, Chris. That was fantastic. Yeah, you do a lot of characters in that show too.
That's
Um,
fun. That's one of the ones Antoine Smith actually does that role. Well, I understudy him, but yes, that's gonna
oh
be
yeah, I forgot. By the way, everybody, did you hear what he just said? He does all these little roles. I mean, big roles, and then all of a sudden, he's also understudying other roles. So you got to understand what John Edwards does and why everyone wants him around,
oh,
including me.
you're too nice.
So anyway, and I also wanted to check if anybody asked any questions in the. Oh, look at all that clapping in the.
Um,
Yes, it's great. So first of all, I'm going to pray that I run into you all the time on the street. This is my one and only joy when I see John Edwards. Doesn't matter what's going on in my life, we're screaming at each other. Today, he is an introvert because I'm going to say this, John. You might get mad at me, but he said to me, I'm nervous. I said, "You're nervous with me?" But people don't understand because I'm kind of an introvert too. No
See,
one's
I'm
gonna be.
saying you get it. You
I
get it.
I get it. We perform for a living, but when we're in real life, I mean, we're more at home on the stage.
I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I might be a little too much for real life at times. Like, I don't know how to be like chill
And
and
I
just
do
let
want. I
vibe.
would be remiss if I didn't mention this, but I actually love the way the show handles the controversy around Michael
Work.
and all the controversies that have happened. I was a little afraid of that, frankly, and they
Hmm.
acknowledge it's there and it was there, but they focused on him as an artist in a way that was really beautiful. I have to say, I was a little
Yes.
scared. I'm just saying, I was a
No,
little
I
scared.
feel you. I feel you. I was nervous too. We had a couple of different drafts of the script, and I just love where we landed because it's like I think it was a very beautiful place. And Lynn Nottage, oh, she's so brilliant. It's so brilliant to just place it where it is, where the show takes place in 1992. Yeah, 1992, and it's literally right at the space right before, and like it's the perfect spot to say where we can welcome everything that was happening in that time, and just like touch it and deal
Touch
with
it.
it, but then not focus on it and let it be what the show was about. Like, you
Y-
know,
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. It's important. That kind of stuff's important. You can't. We had a moment in the Donna Summer show, which wasn't so authentic, about what happened to us as gay people making Donna famous
uh-uh.
and then her kind of abandoning us.
Mm,
And that was uncomfortable for me in that show because it wasn't dealt with totally truthfully. So it's much better to,
yeah.
to deal with it and move on. So I first of all may have to promote this interview in places and really urge people to see the show. Not that you need it. The day I
Hmm.
went on a Wednesday matinee was like sold out or something in this pandemic environment. Like,
It's a blessing. It is a blessing.
so let's talk to the kids out there that want to be doing what you're doing. What is your message to them? Go. I want that to be the final thing
Yes.
we talk about.
Well, I say if this is within your heart and you literally can't think of anything else, like I say, then fully pursue it. And by fully pursue it, I mean give your all, give your time, continue to train, continue to expand, continue to get used to hearing no, but learning to like know that that's okay, knowing that if it's for you, it's going to show up for you. You just have to stay with it because one day you'll look up and you'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing the thing that I wanted to do. And I didn't even notice it because I didn't give up. I kept trying. And that's the thing. A lot of people give up because it gets hard and then they settle for something that they are not truly passionate about. And not to say that God can't use that because everything is all part of the lesson. I worked so many other jobs, but all of them with skills to lead me to what I wanted to do. Well, ultimately what I want to do. And I still am growing and still trying to figure it out. So just don't give up and be patient and work hard, like, and get used to no.
Yes! That was the perfect way to end this. John Edwards, for you, I don't know if people know to take an hour of your time on your one day off from Broadway, MJ the Musical. You have been such an inspiring guest today. Can we please give a final round of applause to
Oh, thank
Mr.
y'all.
John Edwards? Thank you, thank you, thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank
much.
you. It is such a blessing and joy to be on here talking.